That's my problem. We'll talk about how the Korean corner store raping us. We'll talk about how the Arab gas station is raping us. We'll talk about how the Jewish-owned car dealership is raping us. We'll talk about everyone else robbing the hood except the preacher. Can I ask you a question? When you go to the corner store, it might be some dirty food you get, but you get something for your money. When you go to the gas station and get that Arab gas, it might be too high, but you still get something for your money. No matter what it is, you get something in return for your payout, but not with church. You pay your money and you know what you get in return? Hope. Faith. Freedom. You out your damn mind. This is what I want you to do. For all of y'all who think that's God's money, when you go to church tomorrow, this is what I want you to do. I want you to collect all the money for the pastor. Go down to the middle of the pew and call on the Lord and say, Lord, I'm about to cash you this bucket of cash. And whatever you want, you take. And whatever come back down, we're going to use it for the freedom struggle. Hallelujah. And throw that shit up and see how much the Lord takes.
Ain't ready for that. Ain't ready for that. I'm not ready for that.
They say you doing that Garvey talk. Black people don't want to hear that. Put the damn robe on, Johnson. Put it on. You preach God's word. You'll have all the FDMG schools you want. And that might be true. But I can't live a lie. And I will not hustle my people. You're either going to support me or you're not. It's as simple as that. Sign-in sheet still going around? Name, phone number, email, and put the community most interested in it if you know. If you don't know, you can leave it blank for now. I have it written at the top. And then there was another mental disease called nigritude. This was a real disorder. Diagnosed by Benjamin Rush. Some of you know that name. He's one of the signers of the Declaration of Independence, Dean of Medicine at Pennsylvania Hospital. This is during slavery times now. Benjamin Rush used to diagnose black people with a disease called nigritude. He said nigritude was a disease that rendered the African brain feeble-minded, like a gorilla or a chimpanzee. And he said the #1 symptom of nigritude was black skin. This is what he said. And he told white people not to touch black people or you would catch nigritude. If you touch the skin, it'll do something to your brain. There's been whole books written on this. I want you to see the racist history of psychology. Can I ask you a question? Guess who picture on the back of the DSM today? This is the current DSM-5. This is the Bible where we get all of our mental disorders. Guess who face is on the back of every one? Benjamin Rush, the father of nigritude. Why is his face still on the back? And this is a new one. This one just came out a few months ago. Why is that cracker still on the back? Because they let you know we are still about white supremacy. Some of y'all don't believe me. There's a good book called The Politics of Schizophrenia. You know what it's about? It's about how during the Black Power movement they used to diagnose revolutionary brothers and sisters with schizophrenia and put them in a mental hospital instead of the prison. You know why? Because if you lock them up with a criminal charge, they have a right to a lawyer. They have a right to a speedy trial. They have a right to a jury of their peers. But if you lock them up with a mental disease and say this is for their own good, they don't have a right to a lawyer. They ain't got a right to a jury of their peers. They ain't got a right to a speedy process. So what they would do is diagnose the revolutionaries with psychotic disorder, lock them in jail for the duration of the freedom struggle. Why am I telling y'all this? Because y'all, some of y'all are getting crazy checks, playing crazy when you're not. I know what the hell I'm talking about. Everybody got 1 or 2 people in your family who acting cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs for $700 a month. Let's not get it twisted. But what they don't tell you, when you get that crazy check, there's a law that says anyone diagnosed with a mental illness who is not taking the prescribed medication can be arrested and put in a mental facility.
Wow.
Because see, some of y'all taking the crazy check, and what they're going to start doing, they're going to start giving you a urine test. And if they find that you're not taking the crazy medicine, they go with the crazy check, your ass going to jail. That's right. You thought you was playing them and they played you. Let me go a little bit further. Black mother, black father, you playing crazy for $700 a month? Uh-oh. You don't want your child in special ed? When they find out you're getting a crazy check, they're going to call the Child Protective Services, go and do an investigation, and they're going to conclude that based on your mental condition, you're not able to raise these children. We're going to take them and remand them to the state. And then they're going to give them to the homosexual couples to raise. Happening all over America. So keep on thinking you're getting over on white supremacy, playing crazy. They will always win in the end. You cannot beat him at his game. Play your own. Everybody looking for a learning disability. Are you aware that the learning disability is an opinion and not a fact? Do you realize that when I do my evaluation, the test does not diagnose your child? I want everybody to be clear on this. The test does not diagnose the child. It is the professional who does the diagnosis. All the test gives me is numbers. I have to make the professional opinion, educated guess, working hypothesis that I believe, based on the scores and the information I reviewed about this child, that he might be learning disabled. But can I ask you a question? Your son in the 5th grade reading on the 2nd grade level, is it possible because he go to a trifling ass school? Right. Is it possible that he's been suspended so much he wasn't in school long enough to learn? Is it possible that because of his mom's economic condition, she had to move around the city 3 or 4 times and he went to 3 or 4 different schools in only 2 years? Yes. Is that why? Is it possible that his teacher went out on maternity leave in January and that boy was stuck with 10 substitutes from January to June? Is that the reason why Raheem can't read? Or is it because of some mysterious, invisible learning disability? But a lot of schools don't like to deal with me because I'm not good for money. Because when I evaluate the child, I'm going to give you the truth. They don't want the truth. They want you to say that child is learning disabled so I can put his name in the computer, send it up to Sacramento, they send it to Obama, and I get my money tomorrow. Come on. This is a cash game. That's why the finance committee, working with the special ed committee, want to find out what is the special ed budget for Sacramento schools. Because you know what the first thing we're going to do? We're going to get every special ed kid their own damn computer for home usage. Come on. Yes. You get an extra $8,000 for these kids and none of it is going to the children? Oh, hell no. How about every special ed child is going to go to a summer reading program that costs $5,000? Come on. Yes. See, if you start making them use the money on the kids it's supposed to be for, they stop looking for special ed because they can't run the racket no more. Right. They won't be able to run a racket no more. Brothers and sisters, special education was created in 1975. Special education was created by an act of Congress in 1975. It was called the Individuals with Disabilities Education Improvement Act. Excuse me, that's the new one. It was called the Education for All Handicapped Children, EHCA, Education for All Handicapped Children Act, 1975. The federal government said that a child with a disability had a right to a public education, a free public education, and that child could not be put in special ed for any more longer than was necessary for that child to be able to learn. Now here's the question for the day. Was it a coincidence that special ed arrived in 1975? No, it was not. 1954, the Supreme Court said you couldn't use race in education. 1964, we get a civil rights bill. Lyndon Baines Johnson said y'all got to desegregate these schools. The school still wasn't desegregated. 1974, we get a nationwide busing effort that white people protested very violently. They threw bombs at the buses, beat the kids up on the buses, burned the buses. The United States government said this ain't looking too good. We in Vietnam telling the Asians how to treat Asians. Right. And we in America, and we all over TV, and we don't even know how to treat black folks. Right. We got to do something about this racial problem. We don't care about black folks either, but we got to stop this shit. So they said, what can we do to make these white school districts accept these black kids? It's been 20 years. 1954, 1974, schools still not educated, desegregated. And somebody woke up and said, how about we let the white schools tell them if you take these black kids in, you can resegregate them. But you can't say it's because they're black. We want to give you some labels you can use. Call them reading disabled. Call them math disabled. Call them mildly mentally retarded. Call them emotionally disturbed. And then you can segregate them not because they're black, but because you believe they can't learn. And guess what else we're going to do? For every child that you resegregate, as an extra incentive, we're going to give you $8,000 extra. Special education was the resegregation law. And that's why some of y'all, I keep telling you, I say, Dr. Johnson, Sacramento inner city schools is trash. I'm going to move to the suburbs. I'm going to put my child in a white suburban public school. You done lost your damn mind. You're going to get a worse miseducation. You say, how can he get a worse miseducation when these kids got the best test scores in the state? You're right. Those kids, not your child. Your child can sit in the same class with 30 white kids and still be miseducated while they're sitting right next to you. The worst thing you can do is put a black child in a racist-ass white school. You don't do that. Your girls will be taught how ugly they are. And your boys will be taught how great white men are. And that's why the average black who graduated from a white school is a stone cold ass sellout, because they've been conditioned. And then some of y'all brag about, well, you know my child go through the $20,000 a year Quaker school. He's at the Mennonite school, praising white Jesus and every damn thing. No. I know the hood ain't good with instruction, but if I got to choose between my child being taught to hate themselves versus being miseducated, I can educate them myself, but I will not be able to undo the self-hatred. So y'all need to be real careful about sending y'all children to white private schools. If you feel you have to do it, it should not be done before the child knows who they are. That means what? I will not put a black child in a white private school before middle school. Absolutely not. I will not put a kindergarten, first, second grade black child, especially if they blue, black, beautiful, purple with a nappy head. You don't do that. You don't do that. Every day your daughter go to school, she's going to see what she's not like. And by the time she's 14, she's going to want green eyes, blonde, wig, weave, and everything else. Because mama paid for me to be taught to hate myself. How much did your mama pay for you to be taught to hate yourself? $20,000 a year. And somebody said slavery was over. This is why we're going to build the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy. 6 sciences we're going to teach you. Agricultural and agronomical science to teach our children how to grow food, how to sustain life, how to make a living being a farmer. International food distribution. That's what we're talking about. Then we're going to teach them political and military science. That means they're going to understand what white supremacy is and what it is not. They're going to understand why churches get so much money and do nothing with it. They're going to understand why we got a homosexual war against black boys. They're going to understand why half the black men in America are unemployed. They're going to understand that AIDS and Ebola was manufactured by the United States Army Bioweapons Lab in Fort Detrick, Maryland, with a grant from the Rockefeller World Population Council.
Talk to them.
They want to know that the reason they pushing homosexuality is because homosexuality equals black population control. You don't understand that if every man in this room decided to only be with men, his ancestors never regenerate? Do you understand that if every woman in this room says, I'm only going to live with another woman, your ancestors never regenerate? This ain't about sex, it ain't about love, it ain't about culture, it's about getting you the hell off this planet. And you falling for it. And you falling for it. I don't hate no black homosexual or lesbian. I can disagree with the lifestyle and still validate the life, because I know most of our kids practicing gayism and lesbianism, only doing it because a lot of us don't know how to pick and choose our babysitters. Wow. Sexual molestation triggers that shit in black kids. I'm a therapist, I can speak. I don't need to do no research studies. Let's see what the white people say. Fucking research studies. I'm giving you the truth. We've done studies. We've done studies. We've done studies. I've done face-to-face therapy, 15 years of it. Nearly every black homosexual boy I ever worked with was touched. Wow. Most of my lesbian girls sexually abused. When a girl gets raped or taken advantage of by a man, it can trigger a hatred for all black men. When a boy gets molested by a man, there's something about the first sexual act of a male child. When it's with another male, he will still crave it even though he hates it. And that's why black male homosexuals have one of the highest suicide rates in the world. I'm not going to beat them up. I would never do nothing like that. I'm not going to berate them because I understand that's an illness. But ain't a black person walking this country who ain't ill in some form or fashion. We all got a psychosis. You all got a psychosis. So I'm not going to beat them up. But they got to understand that I will not let you promulgate this lifestyle because it is not in the best interest of our people or our children. I got 3rd and 4th graders. 3rd and 4th graders talking about I'm gay. Can't even spell the damn word. Dr. Johnson, I'm a lesbian. 3rd grade! You're not even old enough to be sexually attracted to the opposite sex yet. You know why? Because they get it on Disney now. You know why? Cookie Monster, not the one we talked about last night, but the other Cookie Monster. Sesame Street got it in it. There's an all homosexual channel on cable now. I didn't even realize it. Last month I was in the hotel. Did y'all know that? They got their own channel. Nothing but gay programs.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
You haven't heard they got a homosexual Bible now.
What?
Yes. In June, a homosexual Bible just for gay people. I don't want to see them pictures. But anyway.
Oh my God. Wow.
And that's why you have to stop being ashamed to say that you're proud to be a heterosexual. Because the gay people are affirming it with pride. They saying, I'm gay and I'm proud. And black heterosexuals are scared hiding under tables and shit. I don't want to say I'm proud to be straight because that ain't popular. We never got where we got with being popular. Dr. King wasn't popular. Malcolm X wasn't popular. Garvey wasn't popular. Mr. Muhammad wasn't popular. Medgar Evers wasn't popular. You do what needs to be done. It's called character. It's called dignity. It's called principle. You don't adjust your principles to the world. And that's one of my biggest issues with the black church. 50 years ago, you couldn't talk no gay stuff in no black church. Then you got Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson. Everybody, well, it's up to them. They done made me gay and civil rights, and now the gay struggle that took over the black civil rights struggle, and we sit there acting like we don't even speak. Had a damn magazine talking about something, it's gay the new black. I'll be damned.
Wow.
It's gay the new black. That's why in 1973, homosexuality was in this book as a mental disease. If you don't believe me, you can order an old copy of the DSM-4, 4th edition. You will see homosexuality and lesbianism in this book as a mental disorder. They took it out in 1974, the year I was born. Same year that the first documented cases of AIDS was discovered. Because they had a strategy of population control. Let's deregulate being gay as a mental disease, make it a normal form of life. Push it in the black community, contaminate the gay males with the AIDS virus, and they will inject it into their women. And that's why AIDS is the #1 killer of heterosexual black women on the face of the earth, 38 to 58 years old. Come on. So you can't tell me, I know why they pushing this stuff. Yes. I'm not against it because I hate them brothers or them sisters. I know that this is a strategy by white folks. The main people financing the gay struggle ain't even gay. They just don't want you around. Come on. Wow. We still got black people running around talking about something. I have a white friend. Deal with this dumb shit for a second. You got a white friend. This is what you need to understand. Racism is a system without emotions. It has nothing to do with a white person's particular disposition towards you. It is a group system. So even if the white person, quote unquote, likes you, at the end of the day, their loyalty will be with their in-group. That's right. Y'all need to understand that. Too many of y'all follow with this white friend shit. All my friends are this and all my friends are that. Nonsense. Remember James Byrd in Jasper, Texas, who got dragged until his neck came off his head. Do you know that the white boys was his friends?
No.
Wow. Didn't know that. Didn't know that.
Got no damn white friends.
Oh my God.
I heard of this black guy one time. He was a supervisor on his job. He became friends with his subordinates. He decided to take them out. They would go out, hang out, drinking. One day he decided to bring his white subordinates to his house. He didn't understand that in white supremacy, the white man's burden is to always outperform and outachieve the black man. So when he took these white men into his house, they became jealous and envious at the success that he had. They went back to the job with an agenda to see to it that he was removed from the job. Within 30 days, one of them was in his job and he didn't have one. Your white friends. I don't care about your individual relationship with white folks. That has nothing to do with the political power struggle between the races. And y'all need to understand that. That's personal. This is political. And at the end of the day, that white person who you love so much might treat you with respect and treat other black people like shit.
Yeah, that's right.
True.
That's right. That's right. You too, black man, with your white, ugly wife. these damn white women in front of our sisters like this, disrespecting them on the damn face. And you got a nerve to not even speak to the sister when you with a white woman. And so when them cops whip your ass, she the first person you go running to for some consolation. And then when y'all get them white women, y'all don't even get the cute ones. They be the nasty ones. Nothing cute about it, no shape, no nothing. Built like a damn cardboard box from you. Nothing going on. Can't cook. No paprika, salt, jerk seasoning, none of that. Talking about this my wife. And they ain't got no collagen in their skin, so by the time they get 40, they be bucking like a damn turkey. Neck hanging 3 necks. Don't nobody age like no black woman. Black woman be 50 looking like she 30. She got that belly, that collagen, you gonna go get some white woman. You know why you dating that white woman? You dating that white woman because you wish you was a white man. You have an insecurity complex. Deep down inside, you want to be a crack of your damn self, and so you decided to settle for the cracker's greatest treasure, this woman. And you fail to realize that the only white women you can date is the ones the other white men don't even want. You get the leftovers. And you sisters, I heard some of y'all getting liberated. You dumbass. Listen. The only thing you can ever be to that white man is a sexual toy. White men are taught, they're raised this way. I went to school with them. They're raised with the belief that you gotta have sex with a black woman. You gotta have that jungle juice. And that white man will make you think he loves you. He will make you think he's your queen, sex you up, have you do all types of things that you regret for the rest of your life, and drop your ass like a bad habit. I speak from experience because you'd be surprised the amount of women who confessed to me. I was engaged to a white man, and one day we got into an argument. He called me a black bee. Told me he would never marry me. Wow. You're never to him what his white woman is to him. Most of the rich white men only marry black women anyway so they can use you to get on the minority contracts, you idiot. Oh, that's right. That's right. Rich black man with a poor black woman. Minority contract so he can send your ass to City Hall and get all the contracts for him. And then once he's done using you, he go and get his real wife. You the wife on paper, but you ain't the real one. Wow. Why do you think them Chinese all in Nigeria right now marrying our Nigerian sisters? Tell us. Chinese men ain't in love with no Nigerian woman. They're doing it because they know that if they have those children will be natural citizens of Nigeria. And through those sons, they will be able to conquer the whole country. They did it before, and now they're about to do it again, because you want to be multicultural. Well, guess what? Ain't shit multicultural about me. I am 100% unapologetically African, red, black, and gray, Pan-African, Cardiac, and I don't give a shit what the rest of y'all tell us. I am for my people, I am for nobody else. You're going to love everybody else except your own people. Right. I ain't told none of y'all to hate nobody. Don't even try that. Some of y'all will go, yeah, he was teaching us to hate. What one thing that I said that I told you to hate? Got a thing. Love yourself. Just love yourself. Ain't it funny? Jews can come together with nobody in the room but Jews. They not racist though. You can't get into a damn Chinese community meeting, but nobody racist. The Italians by themselves, Irish by themselves, East Indian, Native American, and soon we have an all-black event, we being racist. But here's my question. Why the hell you worrying about public opinion? How the hell you want to change your reality worrying about public opinion? Do you really think the newspapers are going to be favorable to anything you do? And that trifling-ass media, you know their responsibility is to do what? Dictate public opinion. When they killed our brother Michael Brown in Ferguson, the whole world was locked on Ferguson. United Nations Human Rights Department had to review the Ferguson case. So I support those brothers and sisters who revolted down in Ferguson because they made it to the UN. First time black folks stood up in a significant way against police brutality since Rodney King. I commend what they did. But the media said, oh shit, we got a problem because now the United Nations is reviewing whether or not black folks are having a civil or human rights violated by the United States. So the United States government said we got to get the attention off first. So they got with the media, CNN and C-SPAN and all that shit, and they said, this is what we going to do. To get the attention off that killer cop, we're going to put that shit on the NFL athletes who beat their women and children. That's right. We want to put it on who the running back for the Vikings? Adrian. Let's put on Adrian Peterson. And then all of a sudden they start finding all these black men beating their wife and beating their children, but what about all the white athletes who do the same thing? Last time I checked, Ben Roethlisberger of the Pittsburgh Steelers raped a woman. He raped her twice and got suspended for 3 games.
Wow.
Y'all taking their whole life away from them. Michael Vick killed a couple damn dogs. Y'all killing men on the street and walking scot-free. Look what they did to Kwame Kilpatrick, mayor in Detroit. Had an affair with his wife, lied under oath. Bill Clinton did the same shit. They threw a day in jail. And they took Kwame's whole legal practice. Even when he get out of jail, he can never be a lawyer again. Equal protection under the law. I got a crusade going on. I just started this week. You know what it is?
What?
I don't want no black child saying the Pledge of Allegiance in school ever the hell again. Now, we got a couple scared Negroes in the room. So for the scared Negroes in the room, just so you know the law, the Supreme Court ruled years ago that you cannot force a child to say the Pledge of Allegiance in school. All you have to do is write a letter to the principal letting them know that from this day onward, my child will not be reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. If you could please let the teacher know so she's not caught off guard. He will stand out of respect, but he will not recite. Thank you very much. Principal calls you up. Can you explain this to me? I don't have to. That's why it's called a right. My child will not pledge. Okay? I have a problem with, as I wrap up, I have a problem with black boys putting their hand on their heart. And black girls putting their hand on their heart, pledging allegiance to the same country that not only raped and plundered their ancestors, but killing them on the streets today. Unemploying their parents today, injecting their mothers with AIDS today. There's 180 days in the school year, y'all. Times 13 years, kindergarten plus 12. That means your child pledges allegiance almost 13,000 times in their life and never once pledged allegiance to his own community. Stop letting your children play. Go home, talk to them about it. Tell them don't go to school making no big deal about it because it ain't that type of thing. This is just something we're doing as a family. We do not pledge the flag no more in this damn house. And make it meaningful, y'all. We got to start doing some things to let people know that we ain't going for this shit. Sometimes you got to take a stand. Sometimes you got to say enough is enough and I don't give a damn of the consequences. I'm going to be a man as God made me or a woman or suffer the consequences. Sometimes you got to get a little Nat Turner in you. Sometimes you need a little bit of Harriet. Sometimes a little bit of Shaka Zulu and Yasatiwa is just what the doctor ordered.
That's right. Say that.
We can't keep being scared. We got to be smart. Everybody don't got to be out front like me. I just happen to be, you know, the one with the microphone. But we got to be organized. So we're about to take our break. We're going to come back. I'm going to look and see what I want to give y'all next. I got so many.
Eat them up, King.
I'll make that decision after the break. What time is it? 12:30. It's 12:30? We're going to break till